yeah. One more time around. Everything's slowing down, can't control it. Say that you're for me. Right now I need loyalty. It's hard for me to judge you. I've been in before this, I've been through the troubles. It's hard to let you in, I've been giving you the runaround. I double on the dosage, I don't need emotion, no. Right now we young and we dumb and we lit. Been thinking back before when we was kids, yeah. I was caught up in the mist, and we live for the moment, respond to a calling. It's bigger than all of us, right to the wheels. Give anything to feel something new. High if I fall, no I did it going all in. At the time of my life, right for the squad. No lights through the fog, but we made it, yeah. I'll be good by the morning. Feel like I'm falling.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I know you already know what it is. This is Hip Hop Alliance Magazine, the most interactive magazine on the planet. And tonight we're going to do something very special. Obviously, you guys know that we had the very popular, the very talked about transgender woman, 25 years old, went to the junior college out in Ranger, Texas, and she lost everything, her scholarship, room and board. She was also robbed. It's a lot going on with this story, and that was Miss Avery Medlock. So she came in last night. We're going to do a recap on the show tonight. And without further ado, I definitely want to bring on my beautiful co-host tonight, Lady Mira. How you doing today?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I've been better, Miss Mira. I know you've got some of the kickback that we've got. I know you've read some of the comments and people reached out to you. How you feeling?
I definitely feel a little blindsided, to be honest. I thought what we did was the right thing. I thought we went about it the right way. Looking at the different aspects, I guess, that have come up and things that have been brought to our attention, it's clear that we were blindsided. So I guess that's where we need to clear that up.
Well, I can speak for me and how I'm feeling about it. I'm really surprised at how willing you guys were to like attack us. And the only thing we did was just offer a platform for the young lady to come on and give her side of the story. We did not say that everything that she was saying was factual. The only thing we did was offer the platform, and a lot of you felt a kind of way about it, man. So without further ado, what's the most outrageous thing somebody's told you today, the morning after?
I think the things that I was reading about how crazy we are, how stupid we are, some silliness like that. And it's like, well, hold on a second. Just like you said, we've given somebody a platform to speak their truth. The questions in which we asked was in regards to the videos, because I read something about that too, about the questions we asked was like leading or whatever. Well, they weren't really leading because they were all the questions in which we asked her was about what was in the video. And we just questioned aspects of it. I never spoke to her beforehand. You never spoke to her beforehand. We didn't prep anything beforehand in the sense of with her. We just gave her the platform and we tried to get the truth out. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel like we were having her side or her back. Well, we don't really know what to believe. We're just hearing one side. If anybody else wants to come on from the other side, Mike Jones, the girls, the school, whatever, we're more than willing to speak to them and hear every aspect of it and every side of it. We're not trying to take one person's side over the other. We're not saying things that Avery did was right. We're not saying the things the girls did were right. We're not saying things Mike Jones did was right. We're just trying to get to the bottom of what happened. And we just had one person's side of it.
Right. What I will say this, like being in our position, we have to really be careful to not judge, right? So somebody
Exactly.
coming onto the platform and giving their side of the story is a necessary piece to find truth. Now, I will say this. In the case that what was said on our platform is not true, we're going to cover that as well.
Exactly.
And that's just a part of the game.
And that's what we're trying to do right now, is uncover the other aspects. So you guys just stay tuned to what's coming, really, because we're definitely working towards getting to the bottom of everything.
Now, I can tell our viewers at home that our investigation team has reached out to the school. They have reached out to the district attorney, and right now it's just a waiting game to find out what's what. And as soon as we have that information, we're going to present it to you in a factual base. So this is what Black and White says. And then also Miss Mira reached out to Miss Avery again and kind of gave her a heads up and let her know, hey, this is what we're doing. And we offered her to come on tonight, which she declined because she said everything that she said on this show last night was true. And without further ado, you want to go ahead and dive into the footage of the show last night? Because we can definitely do that.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Now, we also want you to go ahead and hit that like button. Get in the comments. We had a lot of people commenting when we were no longer live. This is your opportunity to come up and ask us questions or even challenge us if that's what you feel necessary.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that. We want to make sure everybody feels good, not just Miss Avery, everybody else. We want to make you feel just as good and feel as if you've been heard, not just her.
And let's be willing to listen to our guests, and we're glad that she's here.
Yeah, so let's bring in Miss Avery. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, and yourself?
I'm blessed.
You look lovely, may I just add.
Thank you.
How are you? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you so much for coming. I know it was short notice, and we really appreciate you coming by.
We do.
Absolutely, for sure.
How are you feeling about everything that's going on?
I'm feeling okay because at the end of the day, I know I didn't do anything wrong, and God knows I didn't do anything wrong. And I wasn't taken to jail. I was only issued a citation. And, you know, they took the story out of proportion. I did not choke her out. I couldn't even get through the door.
Can we stop the video right there?
Down the door. But I tried to talk it out like an adult. And
so if you guys just heard, she started by saying she did nothing. She's told her truth. This did not happen. We just went off what she was saying. We can't sit there and accuse somebody of something when we don't know. She came on saying this, as you guys heard from the start, from the jump. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. So I just wanted to clarify that with everybody. We're just going off what she was doing. You can continue the video if you want.
Make adult decisions and, you know, go to school and mind my business.
Could you explain for the people at home that just watched the video what exactly was going on? Did something happen before the video, or is what was on tape exactly what happened and that's that?
Okay, so it all started with a vape. Carly is 17 years old, and she asked me to buy her a vape, and I'm not buy you a vape. I don't want to ruin my scholarship opportunities because of, you know, buying things from minors. Coach find out. So at practice, you know, we are almost in every stunt together. We are in the front together, you know, because, you know, we are pretty good cheerleaders, and the coach wanted us to be bold and strong at camp. And, you know, it all started over a vape. So she was being very like catty and mean and saying like snappy comebacks and things like that. And I like tried to apologize to her at practice, and then I went to her room and apologized to her again. and it got taken out of proportions. She said that I tried to come in there and hurt her when clearly I was just yelling through the door.
So where were you guys when because I know in the video you said you were drinking. Where were you guys, like, just to set the scene of the before the video? Where were you guys? What were you guys doing?
Well, we had like a 6-hour practice, and we went to go get food, and then we had stopped at a gas station because one of the teammates needed gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I think I'm gonna get a drink because I haven't drunk in like a week and a half, and I think this will relieve some stress and help with my soreness and the conditioning that we've been going through.
Girl, we always need a drink.
Yeah. So me, as being of age, I got me a twisted tea, just one, and I had a little drink, and that was it. I mean, there's nothing else to that besides that.
So can we stop right here?
One thing. Why did you feel the need to apologize?
So as I'm listening to the conversation and the flow of the conversation, I'm listening to, let me say this right now. We didn't write any questions down.
No.
So what we wanted to do was have the most organic type of interview to where we could just bounce off of each other and then bounce off of what she's telling us and ask the questions that we felt like you wanted to hear. Yeah. And one of the things that hit my mind was, okay, well, she says she apologized,
mm-hmm.
but why? In my mind, it's like, yo, are you apologizing for the situation? What are you really apologizing for? So I want to just kind of put that out there that I haven't spoken what I believe and what I don't believe. Mira hasn't spoken what she believes or what she don't believe. No. We're not going to know anything until all of the facts come out. Our only job was to give her a platform to tell her side of the story.
Exactly. And that is exactly what I had told Miss Avery too before she came on, was this is a platform for you to be able to have your say, because apparently a lot of people took what she said in the wrong way. So this was from the conversation that I had with her, was basically just what do you want or what do you not want to say? And like we clarified on screen yesterday, she said nothing. You can talk about anything and everything. That was the only thing. I had also asked her, the other question I'd asked her was, I don't remember what I was saying right now, but but yeah, it was basically just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We asked questions. She had her way of speaking however she wanted to speak. There was no preparation from me, from you to her, nothing. Everything was just the way it was. What you just said though about what was the point you just made? Honestly, my head isn't working today.
No, it's okay. I understand. We've been bamboozled almost and hit from every angle, blindsided. But what I was asking was, why did you feel the need to apologize? In my mind, if I don't do anything wrong, in some cases, if I have done something wrong, you still might not get an apology. But what was the severity?
But I also asked her and elaborated on that throughout as we went along. And I did say, so you apologized for not breaking the law.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she said, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we were just listening to what she said and we were okaying it or saying it was all right.
Mm-hmm.
We were questioning her along the way. It may not have seemed that way to other people, but we were questioning her with the answers she was giving.
Mm-hmm. To answer your question, Harvey is asking, what is this about? We're just tuning in. This is about the 25-year-old transgender who went to Ranger College, who lost her scholarship, room and board. She was also accused of assault, and she was also robbed. And all of this happened like back to back to back. This is national news right now. We were able to have her come to our platform. We're the only people who has this interview, and so we're just doing a recap and addressing concerns from people who really are upset with myself, Dapper Dave, and Lady Mira. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out tonight. Can we go ahead and roll the footage?
And I'm going to preference that by saying what I saw in the video didn't warrant an apology as far as Dapper Dave is concerned. You didn't sound drunk. You weren't slurring your words. It looks like you were just having a typical argument, but were you apologizing for the argument, or what were you apologizing for, and why did you feel the need to?
I was apologizing for the vape, and I was apologizing for, she said that I made her feel uncomfortable because I told her no, and I guess the way I said no made her feel, uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to fix the situation, because as a teammate, we should all be on the same page. There should be no talking behind each other's backs, no secrets, no none of that, And
right.
I have always been the type of person to tell it to your face. I'm not going to talk about you. I'm behind your back. I'm not going to talk about you to other people. If we have a problem, we're going to fix the problem, and we're going to handle it, and we're going to get a solution out of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just like grown people. Yep.
Just like grown people do. We're not in high school anymore. This is college, babe.
So where did the quote unquote altercation happen? Was that in the dorm rooms, or where was it exactly?
So her roommate came and got me, and she was like, I don't like the way you talk to Carly. Mm-hmm. You need to come back and apologize. So that's when I came back. But when I came back, the door was locked. Mm-hmm. And the returners were in the room. That's who are the other names that I've mentioned were in the room. The Presley and the Kalani and the
mm-hmm.
and all them. Those are the returners. So I guess she was trying to tell on me to the veterans, that I was being mean to her, and she was scared that I was going to walk in and hear them talking about me.
Okay.
So I knocked on the door, and I was like, can I please come in? And she was like, whatever you can say it through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
If you want to have a conversation, let's actually have a conversation, not through a door. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's be adults.
Right.
And why would I fight her or, get aggressive with her if that could ruin my scholarship, that could ruin my place on the team, that could get me an assault charge that I don't need on my record. I have a clean criminal record.
Right.
I have no criminal history. I'm that type of girl to, be violent unless I'm provoked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I
have a question. Before the day this happened and you took the video of what had happened to you, did you ever feel ostracized before, or did you ever feel like you were being treated in a certain type of way by any of your teammates?
Good question.
No, my teammates, they have my back 100%. They want me to come back.
Okay.
At cheer camp, since I didn't get to go to cheer camp because that was the practice for cheer camp and for the year. So since I didn't get to go to cheer camp, I posted on Facebook what had happened, and it got 6.k shares and comments and likes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My Facebook is still banned for like 4 more days because it went so viral so fast.
Oh, wow.
So they kept the video up, but they didn't keep up the original posts that I made about what happened and why I got kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah.
They pause it there for
So this
we're going to
quote
pause the
unquote
video
altercation
here.
happens.
And what do you have, Miss Mira?
So she's just basically said she had no issues with the girls. Mm-hmm. We asked the questions. We didn't say, oh, clearly there was issues with the girls. Mm-hmm. We never insinuated there was problems. We never insinuated that there was racial discrimination or gender discrimination or anything like that. We never put that out there. We asked the question, have you ever felt that before, after, whatever? She said no. So to us, looking in, as outsiders looking in on anything, you have to be open-minded. And that's exactly what we were. We went into it asking her the question of, hey, did something happen beforehand for them to treat you this way? She said no. If you've said no, we've took your word for it. Okay, right, let's keep it going. What else has happened then for them to have made you or treated you this way if this is what's happened? Because we, like you said from the start, we were just going off what she was saying to us. So if we're just going to, if we continue to do that, that's exactly what happened, right?
Right. Miss Mira, Lady Mira, would you take that comment from Miss Maz and just kind of read it off?
Wasn't there a comment posted today that disputed her claims of a clean criminal history? There was, I think, but again, she didn't say that when we asked her, and she came out with she had no criminal record. If someone's going to come out and say that, you're going to take their word for it, especially when they're saying that they want to come on here and have their say. And that's exactly what we did. But we are looking into the criminal history to see what's going on there.
Right.
So everything that she has claimed, we have been trying to do our fact check on everything to make sure that we are bringing the right information, because we don't want to be giving false information to people. We don't want people to come at us for something which we're just trying to give everybody what they basically want is the truth. But Money Mitch, I definitely agree with you. No one 25 should be in a dorm with kids regardless of gender.
What if I play devil's advocate a little bit? What if the person just likes to live the college lifestyle? And I know that sounds crazy, but there are people who like to live the college lifestyle. I mean, maybe they're in school and they're taking a little bit longer because of the lifestyle that they're living, the college lifestyle. Is it okay in that sense, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I think everyone's entitled to do whatever they want to do. You want to do something, go ahead and do it. No one should be looking at you sideways for whatever you choose to do, because it's your life. No one's paying your bills. No one's watching what you're doing. No one's looking after you. No one's feeding you. You're doing that on your own. You're in charge of you. You're entitled to the way you behave, what you do. So go ahead and do you. If you want to be 30 and in college, 65 and in college, go ahead. I just finished my master's and I'm 37. Granted, I wasn't in the dorm room, but realistically, you can do it at any age.
Harvey is saying that college was definitely fun and cheap. But I think he meant not cheap, but yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. And
what do you think, Dave? Would you ever go back to college and be in a dorm room?
No.
At the age of 25?
At 25, no. I'm not sure what I didn't finish college, so I'm not sure. I didn't even go to college. I'm not sure what age people typically graduate. Is it 21, 22, somewhere around there?
Wait, hold on a second. I was 25 and I did my bachelor's degree and I was in dorms.
You were in dorms? So, I mean,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but granted, that was in England, so it was a little different. And it was co-ed, so it was very different. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Right. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it either. Who doesn't want to be at a college party, at a frat party at 25 years old?
Well, we didn't do frat parties in England. College life in England was very different to college life in America. I tell you that.
How so? Not to get off track, but how so? Because I've been to a couple. I didn't go to college, but I definitely was at a couple dorm rooms, and I
Why does that not surprise me at all?
My college years were so good. I had a ball with so many college girls at TWU and North Texas.
Again, no surprise. Again, no surprise.
Yes, ma'am. We got a comment from Miss Mask. Will you take that away, Miss Mira?
And the guy that robbed had a criminal history, and he should never have been brought inside that dorm room with those kids. Agreed. But I don't know if Avery knew that, or did she? And if she did, then she should never have put the kids in that kind of danger.
Like you said, maybe she didn't know, but as far as we can tell, that is fact. The guy did have a felony criminal record, and from what we can tell, allegedly this was not an apartment, but this was actually the dorm room. So that is not something.
But that was not made clear yesterday. I do also have to say that she never made that clear. It was a dorm room. It did sound like it was from my side. It sounded like she was in an apartment and she had to run to her door.
She said her apartment. She literally said my apartment.
Well, there you go. So if there was other kids around, we would not have known. And that wasn't said yesterday.
Harvey said the lifestyle as far as going out and student housings was cheap, but not the actual cost for the degree. I completely understand that. I understand that college loans is something that's like really big. A lot of people have college loans that they have to pay back. So I understand that. But Harvey, could you leave in the comments, was it worth it to get that piece of paper? And I'm pretty sure you were smoking paper back then. College is something else, man. It's a great time.
Mitch, yep. Man, let's be real here. Most people are homeowners and parents by 25. Homeowner, yes. Parent, nope.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know which community we're talking about as far as homeowners at 25. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. But somebody would have to fact check that.
There's a lot of people that are. Not a lot. Well, yeah, a lot of people are that I know of. She posted his criminal history on her Facebook page.
So Miss Mask, I see that you're very active in the chat and you have a lot of questions. When we do actually open up the chat for everybody and drop the link, I would love for you to come in and elaborate because you seem very spirited about this. Harvey,
why don't you use your degree, Harvey? You paid what, $1 bazillion just for a piece of paper that you're never using? I feel it's only worth it if you're going. Very true.
All right.
Because I think most positions nowadays you can do it just through working rather than actually going to school and getting a degree.
Hey man, I do sales, and you don't need a degree from sales. You just got to be good with your words and quick with your thinking. Krista Mitchum, our moderator, is saying, let's get the likes up. We have the best moderators on the planet. So
yes, we do.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Mira, not to, she said I'm asleep, not to fall too far off of the video, but how does it make you feel outside of entertainment, outside of the production value? How does it make you feel as a human to have people attack you for just having a open mind and providing a platform?
Not good, honestly. It's not fair for people to constantly come at you or I just for allowing somebody to speak. We do that every time we open the floor to anybody. So why is it that we're not getting the same kind of comments every time we open the floor to someone? Because that's exactly what happens. We ask everybody to come and have an opinion. We ask everybody to come and speak their truth. And that's exactly what Avery did. So why is it all of a sudden, because she has issues with whatever's going on with her, it's coming out on us? We didn't say it was right. We didn't say it was wrong. We didn't say it was true. We didn't say it was false. We just gave her that platform to speak. The same way we're opening up we're going to open the floor up to everybody for them to speak. So what, you want to be criticized because you want to have an opinion or a voice? No one should be criticized for having a voice.
Mhm.
or an
Money,
opinion.
right. Money Miss said, "You'll set the stage for the real truth to come out." And
We hope so.
right, well, I agree with that 100%.
How do
Harvey,
you feel about it?
um,
Okay, about the stuff that you've read and had to deal with?
well, as far as the people who I don't know in real life, that doesn't bother me at all. I have really thick skin and I'm open minded to, even if you disagree with me, I'm going to agree to disagree. But in
Right.
this case, since I didn't present a stance for you to disagree with, and you just disagreed with the fact that I didn't press this person, that is a little bit disappointed because for me, it feels like, yo, am I surrounded by narrow minded people?
Hmm.
But what did kind of affect me was when family members and friends started to call and they expressed how they felt about me even just being a part of the interview process. That was what kind of got me like, yo, it's time for us to be progressive, move forward,
Right.
be open minded, and not be so closed off to at least hearing somebody's side of the story, even if it turns out to be a lie. Time is going to tell the truth on all and reveal all.
Exactly. Exactly. And as we always say, whatever's in the dark will always come to light.
Oh man, Miss Mary, that's the best thing I've heard all day.
It's very true. So you guys just have to keep watching and see what we find and see what happens, I guess.
Right. So initially we planned on like chopping the video up and
Yeah.
pretty much having those clips ready, but it was such a hectic day for myself, and I know Mira had some things going on today, so
Hmm.
forget it. You want to see the interview, you got to go and watch it. We're not going to do it anymore. What we're going to do right now is actually read some of the comments and address those comments that were on the video, and
Yeah.
we encourage you guys who were in the comments and people who are watching now, if you have comments, come on up to the panel because we're going to drop the link after we read the comments. Let's see.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking to some people. I wanna understand their mindset and their mind frame and what they're thinking.
Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like it.
Right. Definitely not. So I'm trying to find the comments that were left on the video, but for whatever reason, it's not letting me pull it up. Give me 1 second. And
I did want to just add,
Mhm.
when the team did call the school,
Mhm.
they said no comment.
Mhm.
They were giving the team the runaround
Mhm.
of who to speak to, who not to speak to, and then took a name and a number. And of course, there's been no return call. So they were given the opportunity to comment.
Well, let me ask you this, Mira. Like, shoot it with me straight.
Mhm.
Why do you think both the police department and the school are so reluctant to release any information to the public? Why do you think it's such a shush game with them?
Because it's an ongoing case. An ongoing case can't really be discussed like that. It shouldn't be discussed.
Mhm.
Really, there shouldn't really be evidence being shown when it's going to go into a courtroom.
Right.
And that's my personal opinion, anyway.
No, I 100% agree.
Or on the other hand, they could be hiding.
Right.
They could be hiding behind the truth.
Right.
You just never know.
No, I 100% agree. Now, we do have some of these comments that people left last night, and right now I'm just pulling up. So, 15.
Poopy Pants Joe. Gross. This weirdo was in the teen with teen girls. Avery's a chubby black dude with titty. Okay, you know what? That's not right. Okay, whether you feel something was right or wrong, why would you need to go on somebody's appearance? That's not okay.
Right. So,
There's a way to be able to get your point across without being so vulgar.
right. No, I definitely understand exactly what you're saying. I mean, if he's a transgender, shouldn't he have titties? I don't know if I don't even want to be offensive, but I would think a transgender would have titties. Am I sounding crazy right now? So I don't know. I really don't know how this goes. This is all fresh for me. So, you know, if it's a transgender, I would think that they had boobs.
I think that's mainly after surgery.
After
unless you're a big person and naturally have moves. I'm not sure.
Hey man, I've as a heterosexual male, Floppy or whoever you were, I've had titties before. So you have a problem with that?
Dave, did you wear a man bra? Did you get one?
No, I just let them flop around. You know, I'm very conscious about my body, but hey, listen.
So just on a quick note, your birthday's coming up, Christmas is coming up. Dapper Dave would like a man bra. Just for everyone.
Don't you get nothing started now. Hey now. I don't want no goddamn bra. Now, if you want to do anything, send me some diet pills so I can get rid of the titties. That's what I'm trying to do. No titties, like Eddie Murphy said.
Don't lie. You know you like to give them a little rub every so often. No,
but when I did have titties, I used to like hear women talk and they'd be like, yo, my titties are sweating. Like, and I never understood it. Right. Then I went to Six Flags one day and I was kind of a heavy guy. And I noticed that the sweat marks was like right around the titty area. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Gotta lose weight now, ladies and gentlemen.
Or you could just get a man bra.
Well, I can't do that. You know,
you can. They're called moobs for a reason. Man boobs.
They call them moobs?
Yeah, man boobs. They're moobs.
Men got a name for our titties now. Moobs. Yeah,
moobs.
Wow. Something just seems like there should be some type of activist group that says moves is not correct to say to a man. I don't know. But we do have a Jacqueline Martinez that commented 14 hours ago, and you're the best reader on the show. Would you mind taking this away?
Eastland District Attorney Brad Stevenson has obtained video footage that was taken from security cameras, not camera phones. He has issued a statement that after viewing the footage, it was immediately determined that Avery Chanel Metlock, age 25, did in fact place both hands of her hands around the neck of the 17-year-old minor in an effort to choke or strangle the female. This is not about transgender or racial discrimination. Stop trying to make this assault fit a narrative. If Miss Avery Medlock wasn't so narcissistic and truly a classy person, she would have reconsidered bringing male prostitutes with extensive felony criminal records to the dorm room where minor girls are residing just 2 months ago.
That's a lot to unpack. I really want to get your opinion on that before I chime in.
Well, that's news because when we asked yesterday and we spoke about there was no one that went to the hospital. There was no hospital notes. There was no anything in regards to that. So, and that's what Miss Avery had agreed on, that there wasn't. So if that's the case, where's this footage coming from?
Exactly. I want to chime in there a little bit. Miss Jacqueline Martinez, we have one of the best investigative teams in the Metroplex, and nobody has been able to find this news that you're talking about. So if you have access to something that proves what you're claiming to be true, we'd like to take a look at it. But I'm telling you now, we've done our research and nothing suggests that this is concrete. So again, here's our invitation to you to present us with that information. All of our contact info is in the description. So please give us not a call, but reach out to us.
Well, as you can see in between, we had commented saying that they were more than welcome to come and have their say. Then they commented in between and deleted their comment after.
And then accused us of deleting the comments. So.
Right. And that's when other people actually accused us of deleting them, when it was actually the creator of the post who deleted them.
Mm-hmm.
Why should there be a conversation? Why extend a platform for this nonsense? Well, if you believe it's nonsense, then what happened with Jussie Smollett?
Mm-hmm.
Jussie Smollett, whether he lied or he told the truth,
Mm-hmm.
there was still a massive discussion. The whole of Chicago was talking about, the whole of Chicago PD was looking for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people tell the truth, people tell lies, people go about it the whole way. But again, it's still news. We still have to
Report it.
shine the light, on facts and liars and bring out the truth of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And I'd rather us be doing it rather than CNN or BBC or, Fox News with their crap where they just mix their whole truth in it, to make us believe certain things. At least this way someone's having their say, which is why we've opened the floor to everybody.
Right.
Come and have your say. I'm more than happy to hear it.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Let's see here. The Muse, again, come on out, man. Thank you for your comment, but we would love for you to come here and express your opinion.
You two are ridiculous. First off, what's a 25-year-old doing at cheer camp? Well, thank you for calling me ridiculous. I really appreciate it. First of, what is a 25-year-old doing at cheer camp? Cheering. She's 8 years older than the minor. She's cussing at. Agreed. That wasn't right. Being transgender does not give you some kind of carte blanche to act like that. Also, what is up with all her photos? Does not remotely look like her. Looks like a different face pasted on her head. That woman does not look like her pictures. She put her hands on someone's neck. She deserved to be kicked out. Why are you two coddling her behavior? Hold on, let me stop right there.
Please
First
do.
of all, there's so many people out there that use filters, makeup, and whatever, airbrushing, and a whole bunch of stuff to not look like their pictures. So if this person has chose to do that, that is their decision. You cannot sit here and say this, that, and the other. People go out and get plastic surgery. People go out and have lip fillers and whatever else. Are you commenting on that? Are you mad at people about doing stuff like that? No, because it's the norm. So don't comment on what she looks like. That is her decision. She put hands on someone else's neck and deserves to be kicked out. Well, if she did, she definitely deserves to be, because I wouldn't want that for my child or for myself or for anybody else's kid. Why are you two coddling her behavior? No one coddled anybody's behavior. And how would you react to your 17-year-old child having a 25-year-old treat her like that? Listen, I would have done the exact same thing as the dad. But to be honest, I would have kicked someone's motherfucking ass.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Miss Mira. You will not incriminate yourself on this part.
I'm just kidding. But no, I come in peace. But I would have been mad as hell. Just like the dad, I would have been extremely pissed off, upset, and wanting answers if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we were not told this. We were not coddling her behavior at all. We were giving her a platform to speak. We did the same way we're offering you, Vern Peterson, to come on and have your say. Come and tell us your opinion. Same way she had hers. We're not coddling anything about anything.
Right.
You two are as immature as her and coddling her like she's some kind of celebrity. Trust me, I've met celebrities. I didn't treat her like one. Right. She's wrong, and so are the two of you. She should never have confronted her after that. She sounded ridiculous, and you sound ridiculous interviewing her. Well, I appreciate your feedback, and if you have any interviewing techniques or tips, then please let me know. I would definitely love to up my game.
I like to address this guy. Anytime I'm having a conversation or a debate, and that person starts to herald insults towards me,
Mm-hmm.
then at that point, I'm no longer looking to have a civil conversation. I only debate with my equals. Everybody
Right.
else I teach. And this can be a teaching moment for you, sir, Vern Peterson. Nobody here has put a stance on what we believe or what we don't believe. By virtue of you calling us immature, means that I have to question your maturity and what you saw and what you understood about what you saw. And as Mira said, if you have some type of journalistic technique that you would like to train us on, I'm more than willing to listen. But I'm definitely not going to engage in any type of batter with somebody who's hurling insults. Absolutely not.
Well, his next message was the questions in which you and I had were leading. As we addressed this at the beginning, we went off everything that the video that we saw was about. There was no leading questions anywhere. It was questions about what we had seen. Because many people has contacted me as well as yourself saying, I had that question too. I was wondering this and I was wondering that. I'm so glad you asked it. So I'm not sure where you feel like our questions were leading or what it was leading towards, because we weren't. We were just leading towards the truth. That's what we were trying to get out this entire time. Yep, you shouldn't be drinking, but that was what she does and how she does. We can't comment on that with whether she was allowed to drink or not allowed to drink. That is where the school has to decide, and that's where the school would have to comment on that. We can't comment on that. Haven't been drinking. Well, whatever she was drinking, that's up to her. What else do you feel about this Vern Peterson?
What else do I feel about him? I feel like he should come up to the platform and express himself, and let's have a conversation. But come here in respect, because it's one thing that you don't know about Dapper Dave. Now, hey, I'm not going to play with you. That's all I can say about that.
Yep, neither am I.
Oh,
calling a man. Pardon?
You've already threatened to kick some ass, so we know that about Lady Mira.
Well, you know, it is what it is. I'm just kidding. Calling a man is on par with calling a Batman a N and a form of bullying. Bro, come on, man. Dave, that's on you. I'll let you take that one.
Okay, so Harvey with the Harvey, no, I cut your ass up. So Joe 62, let me tell you something, man. When I read this, and I hope this doesn't come across as anything other than a human side of me, I thought it was funny. I laughed when I read this, because I understand the mind state that caused you to write this, which is a mind state that I related to for many, many years. So that side of me thought this was funny. But the reality of it is, this is not a man in today's society. And you wrote this, it's almost like we're going into the past and we're in the 1990s, and this type of mentality was okay. Unfortunately for you, not the rest of the world who's progressive, this is the modern woman, right? And for this person in this community to be called a man by anybody when she has chosen to identify as a woman would be the equivalent for a black man to be called a nigger. That was all I was saying. And again, I said, look, I don't want to offend anybody, because I am black and I know that our struggle is a real struggle. I understand what that struggle feels like. And I chose the wrong analogy, but that was my premise behind what I said. I was not trying to do anything other than that. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll be done with it. This world that we live in, at this point in time, because I do believe we're going to get past this figuring it out stage. The world that we live in now is so sensitive that you run the risk of offending everybody by saying anything. So with that being the case, Joe 62, trust me, brother, I understand what you're saying and why you're saying it. But the reality of it is, we live in the new world, brother. And I invite you to come on board, because whether you're ready to accept that that's what the world is today or not, the world around you is changing, and you want to be a part of that change. Stand on what you stand on, believe what you believe, be who you are, but don't try to prohibit or look down on somebody else for being who they choose to be. That's the only thing that I can tell you about why I made that comment. Now, Miss Nikki Bowen said, regardless of gender, why is a 25-year-old pressed by a 17-year-old? Now, Dapper Dave looks at that and understands that 100%, right? I'm almost 40. In fact, I'll be 40 in September. I will not date a woman under 34, 35-ish. These are, and this is a grown woman, right? We're grown people. The reason why I won't do it is because of the maturity level that I'm going to require from the woman that's with me, right? So I understand this whole notion of why is a 25-year-old arguing with a 17-year-old. I don't think it's anything malicious about that. I think that's just a matter of maturity, right? It's nothing that a 22-year-old kid can say to me that ruffles my feathers to where we're going to have an altercation, but I'm 40. Allow this person to be 25. They're going to make mistakes. I heard Quincy Jones say this about Tupac. He said, if Oprah Winfrey would have died at 25, she would have died a struggling, what was she before? I can't remember what it was. A struggling journalist. If he would have died at 25, he would have died a struggling musician. And then he goes so on and so forth, naming different people who became prominent figures in American society who died, if they would have died at that age, that they would have never become what they became.
Because it went so viral so fast.
And with that being the case, this young lady is 25 years old, and we got to give her the same understanding that Quincy Jones is talking about. You're going to make mistakes at 25 years old. Yeah, that's a grown up, but there's a lot more life in front of you than you do have behind you at 25 years old. So don't take that and beat her over the head with it because she's arguing with a 17-year-old. Would Dapper Dave be arguing with a 21-year-old? Absolutely not. We don't even have anything in common for me to argue with you about it. So don't take that. Now I'm going to go ahead and go down to a few more comments, and then we're going to open the floor because I see we have a room full of people who are looking to chat.
Dave, I agree with I agree with what you were just saying, 100%.
Right.
There's no point arguing with someone so much younger than you, but at the same time, she felt as if they were her friends. That's what she had said. She felt as if there was nothing wrong there. She felt, from what she was saying, I'm just going off, she may have felt like she was one of them. When you're in a part of a crew, whether you're older, you know, you're the youngest person or the oldest person, sometimes you kind of act within that age range. Not saying it was right. I'm not saying it was right. Don't come for me. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying that sometimes you act the way you are within that age range. Right. And to me, that's exactly what it seemed like.
Right. I agree 100%. And what's the point in people bashing them? People act like they've never been 25 years old.
Right.
It's like,
right. And we all mature differently.
Right. Yeah. So how do you feel about opening up the floor, Miss Mira? You want to take some of these callers?
Of course. Always. I want to hear what everyone's got to say.
Oh, in the mood. Now, let me lay some ground rules down to everybody who is going to call in. We are open to having conversation. And I'm going to say this about what happened last night. You know, people wanted me to just come and give the lady the Dapper Dave treatment. But no, we wanted her to feel at home. We wanted her to tell her story. But you people don't have that same chance tonight. You come in here and you act up, and either you're going to get booted or you're going to get told off and then booted. Ooh, in the mood. Let's go. Let's open up the line so everybody can come in here and chime in and say what they have to say.
I just want to say one more thing. If you've got any issues, please come and speak to us. Why bash us? Mm-hmm. We've opened the floor up. We continue to open up the floor constantly. Whether you come on today, whether you come on to the next show, come on to a show and address the issue. We're more than happy to to speak to, whether it's now, next week, next month, next year, come talk to us. We're more than happy to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. With that being said, let's bring somebody up, Lady Mira. You ready for that?
Go. Yeah.
Oh my God, we got Sam. We got some.
Hi, Sam. Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you.
Team, how we doing?
All right.
Good.
All right.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm processing. It's been a long day.
I tell you.
It's been a long day. It's been long. It's been like a emotional roller coaster dealing with this particular topic, man. I just feel like we definitely had the opportunity, or this young lady definitely had the opportunity to make some major changes, and a lot of people's lives. I mean, just outside of hers, but now it's caused a major uproar. I'm really big on integrity, so it really disappoints me. You had a platform. You definitely had a platform. We gave you a voice, or you already had a voice, but we gave you the platform to really stress your voice, and you decided to. And everything as of right now is still alleged, because some of the comments, I've been doing my homework all day, and just some of the comments, especially with the Attorney General, just haven't really found any endpoint. We see it starting, but I haven't found any endpoint or even a middle ground to relay the information to. So, as right now, everything's still alleged. I'll be devil's advocate tonight. It's still alleged.
What is your opinion on the comments that we had?
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, everyone's opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
It's no different than us having her come on. This is her side of the story. She was entitled her opportunity to speak. No different than our listeners, our viewers. They're entitled. That's what we started this for. So, can I say some of them could have been handled more professional? Yeah. Some of them a little tacky. But once again, that's what we welcome, though. That's what makes us the most interactive.
Do you feel like we should have done it more professionally, or she should have?
In what regards?
No, because you just said that. I'm sure I may have heard you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
No, I'm just speaking about some of the stuff that people decide to say. Primarily. Primarily about the information in regards to the Attorney General. That's big information, and I would challenge that individual to come on the show and provide receipts. Receipts. That's what I need to see. I need to see some receipts. If you're gonna make that kind of accusation, and that actually,
right.
Think about it, that's what started. They just created a whole tidal wave of negative energy towards the situation. So as of right now, I'm still saying allegedly.
Right.
She's still guilty. I mean, she's still innocent until proven guilty in my book.
Agreed.
I probably had to say the same thing myself. Like, I feel like, honestly, like, there's a couple of things I want to say. Like, honestly, you're 25. I don't see no reason for you to be, in a dorm with, 17-year-olds and stuff like that. I feel like, honestly, there was a setup for them to do that to her in the first place. You get what I'm saying? I feel like as Black people alone, we already got 2 strikes against us. But then, like, when you look at her and what her, her sexuality is, she has 3 strikes against her already. You get what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like, because at the end of the day, bullying is bullying, regardless of how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sex, religion, race, all that. I feel like bullying is bullying. I don't think that I would have stooped far as going to that level with them kids, because at the end of the day, they just kids. Their mind haven't even, developed to a full certain stage yet. So I would never even intervene with them, because, like, look, I'm 25. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm grown. That point, you know what I'm saying?
But I do have a question on that, though. If you were at college with just 25-year-olds, or just 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds, whatever they were, would you still not say anything, knowing that you have to work alongside those people?
I mean, in those type of boundaries, you just have to keep it respectful, even regardless of what you look how you look at it. You have to keep it respectful. I'm not gonna come say with you because at the end of the day, we all came to do a job, regardless.
Well, that's exactly what it is, because remember she's had to work alongside these people.
Yeah.
So she had to clear the air before the competitions or whatever it was that she was doing.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. That's why I feel like at the end of the day, let's just keep it professional, regardless of who I am, what I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it like this. You got somebody that work with grown folks anyway. You know what I'm saying? You go to these fast food restaurants. You got maybe a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old. Little stuff like that. Just keep it professional, regardless. Right. I gotta work alongside you anyway. So
let me ask the panel this: based on what you saw in the interview last night, do you feel that Miss Avery came on and told the truth, or do you feel that she came on and told her truth?
That's a good question.
I feel like she told her truth.
That's what she was supposed to do. I feel like at the end of the day,
that's what we all do that. Come on, right? It's three sides to every story.
I was just about to say that.
That's why we let her come on.
It's it's her side and it's the truth.
Absolutely. So I don't know. Like I say, I'm not gonna say I'm team. I'm team her.
It's alleged right now.
Everything's alleged right now, man. Now, did she do bad? Did she make bad decisions? Hell yeah, she made some jacked up decisions. I mean, first and foremost, staying on campus. You're too damn old to be on campus. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about you participating in the school events. You're too damn old to be living.
That's why I feel like that was a setup. You know what I mean?
I think that's the hardest part. We talk about this. I'm real big on, you gotta take some type of accountability, and you're just too damn old to be staying on campus. Let alone
not necessarily though, I was living on campus, and I was 24, 25 living on campus, but at the same time, I wasn't the only one that was 24, 25. There was people there 26, 27 who were living on campus and were at university in England.
But that's England.
So we had 18 plus. You were over 18 to be living on campus.
Yeah. So I mean, then it's England, different cultures, and then I gotta agree with my man's right here. You went on campus. Staying on campus is one thing.
Right.
But you have at least 3 to 4 strikes against you.
Right.
I mean, everything about you is eggshell. Right. Everything about approaching you, as far as even let's speak about the cheerleaders in general. Mm-hmm. Think about how mindful they have to be at 17, trying to process what's the correct way to talk to her, outside of just her race. Now I want to sound like they're racist. Then you got to think about what's the best way for me to be politically correct.
Right.
Like, I don't want to say this. I don't want to offend her. Do I call her she or him or it? Like, it's so many different things you're asking the 17-year-old to process. And come on now, let's be honest. There's no way in hell. I don't know a lot of 25-year-old women. If you get enough of them together, where there's not going to be some type of gossip drama, some mess. that shit just happens, man. What the hell? So how the hell you gonna be in how the hell? And we see that she went to JUCO in East Texas. She's in Tyler, so you're familiar with the whole culture in general, just the cheerleading culture in general. So what the hell make you think you're gonna go to this larger school? You're older now, so it's already hard for people to process you. Everyone's probably looking at you like, what the hell is your old ass doing out here?
Right.
Yeah.
You got to be more. You got to be more mindful. Like I can't say that I feel sorry for her. I can't feel sorry for her on that end of it. I understand you're pursuing your dreams and your passions and whatnot, but you still got to be mindful. And a lot of stuff she said last night kind of put her in
And maybe she was too excited. That's probably why she took that offer. But me personally, I'm looking at it like, show me the Carfax, man. I'm not. What is the background behind this? Am I gonna put myself in a position where it's gonna be a fucked up situation anyway? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like at the end of the day, you know, the person that you already walking on eggshells. So you already, you know, that's just that you walking on eggshells. I would have never took it. I mean, I feel like I would have waited, you know, and found something better. Now, you know, like I said, she might have got excited. This is what she wanted to do, you know. Then boom, I'm gonna take the steps to get where I need to go. But I mean, I feel like at the same time, I feel like you need to like kind of think about it before, because you know what I'm saying. That whole little situation is a setup. You get what I'm saying? That whole situation was a setup, and it probably could have ended up worse than what it is now.
Like I say, shit. I just, fuck, you just too old. Point blank period. You are too old to allow yourself to find a situation like that. Period. Yeah. You've been in the coaching.
I have a question for you guys. You guys saw the interview from last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I watched.
Do you feel that Dave and I handled it the right way, or do you feel like we could have done something different? Because Dave and I clearly have been getting a lot of slack for the way we approach the situation.
I don't think y'all handled it any
different.
I don't think. I mean, I feel like y'all held it with respect. Y'all, you know, y'all let her talk. Y'all let her get her reasons out and stuff like that. So whoever's giving you that backlash, they just 9 times out of 10 probably didn't just read the whole or went through the whole interview and watched it. You get what I'm saying? You have to, in order for you to intervene. That's what's wrong with some of us. Like we're one track minded and we don't have a big attention span. You get what I'm saying? Not saying it like us in general, but I'm saying like, you know, audience wise, you know, everybody has a attention span. Some people be like, okay, let me click on it. All right, I'm not too much interested in it. And then something happens. Oh, well, let me go back into it. Now I'm gonna start saying what I got to say. People just don't listen or even try to, you know, gain any type of knowledge from what you're looking at. So I don't think y'all handled it, you know, in a messed up way.
Look, I mean, I think you handled it the way you're supposed to. We have a platform, and obviously our platform, we provide the most comfortable platform for us. So hell, we did exactly what we were supposed to do. I mean, it is what it is. Like I say, I welcome all, good or bad. I could care less, because it's your opinion. And then just like if that's your truth, she came on this platform and she expressed her truth. I think you guys did a beautiful job with creating a space for her to feel comfortable to come on and actually speak her truth. Now, if her truth lines up with what's factual, that's something we can't control.
Exactly.
We control that. Like that's no different. That's no different if you told me a story about Dave and then I hear from Dave and it's something totally different. Or you know, Gator Boy, you tell me something about. Let's say you tell me something about your partner. All I can go off of is what you tell me.
Yeah.
Your homeboy tell me something different. It is what it is. But I can only go off of what you're saying, and you guys did an amazing job with asking the good questions that we all had. Everybody was curious about it because think about how ugly. You know, we'll rewind this back to the gentleman from Empire. You know, you've heard me speak about that before. Think about the uproar they created when you thought about a homosexual man being beat on by 2 heterosexuals. Now think about we're here in Texas. We're here in Texas. Think about the uproar, like how bad this really can be. With creating some false narrative, or you know, because as of right now, that's all that was going on, and with her not speaking, without her not speaking, it was just up in the air for anybody to make any type of assumptions. And it is what it is. I think y'all did an amazing job. Anybody else that has, I welcome anybody. If you have something positive or negative, come on here and let me know what you think about it. Outside of that, you guys couldn't have handled it any better.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So then I do commend y'all for that, because I mean, y'all looking at it like this is a business at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? I have to be respectful to anybody. You get what I'm saying? And I think more of it is, you know, I feel like it's a generation gap of, you know, certain things like that, because we are born in different generations. seems like, you know, a lot of people will maybe get offended or anything like if you said something out of context, you know, but like I said before, like it's just a generation gap.
Right.
You gotta take it like
I think business or not, we're all humans. We all deserve a chance to have a voice. We all have our own opinions, so why can't we voice it as and when we want to, or how we choose to? You know, what we choose to say and whether it's factual or not, that's our choice to make that decision.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we got a couple other guests that's looking to get in.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for stopping by, Gator Boy.
And one more thing before I go. Dapper Dave, you never had titties. Stop lying.
Yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Look, you got first and foremost, look how big I am, and compared to me to you, who really had titties, sir?
Hey man, we might both had titties. I think I wore your bra one time.
Gator, I don't know. Hey, look, Gator, I know you bigger than them, but I don't know. I can't tell you why Dave had man boobs, but he did.
That's the crazy part. I was around. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
bro, he had moves, bro.
You know what? I can probably see the weight. I can see the weight. I don't see the titties though, man.
Yeah, a little hang time, you know.
He had a little. You said he had a little NBA hang time.
Yes,
all right, Ty, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. All right. Looks like we have Mrs. Champ is in the building.
Hey, girl. How are you?
Hey, girl. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, Devin. How are you? You're muted.
Oh, hey, dog. Hey, how y'all doing? My bad. Sorry about that.
All right.
So tell us, what are your thoughts, both of you?
Well, first of all, David absolutely had man boobs. It was a solid C cup.
Thanks, Champ.
We'll start there. Second of all, I do want to say that I think what the commenters, the viewers, what they may not understand is that this story was presented, and within a split second, a decision was made to reach out to Avery to get her side. And that was based on much of what we saw did not depict her side of the story. So the live yesterday was simply to give her an opportunity to tell her side of the story.
Right.
It seems as though they may have wanted to see you guys bombard her with what is being disseminated in the media at the moment, but that wasn't the goal of yesterday. The goal was to allow her to tell her story. After she told her story and now we have something to work with, then we can do some investigative reporting at that point, because we can do research and we can come back at a later time and do a live that is going to be more comprehensive. And so I think that's what they're missing. And they kind of felt like you guys were coddling, but what you were doing was exercising journalistic integrity. And I just think that got lost amongst the crowd who were commenting. But I think you guys did an amazing job.
Oh, wow.
It was a great show, and I look forward to more shows like this. But I'm about to drop back down so somebody else can come up.
Thank you. Thank you for your opinions. We appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Devin, how you feeling, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Y'all should have grilled that ass. Y'all was coddling her. Y'all was coddling the shit out of her, and y'all was not, because if you bring somebody on your show, you're supposed to already have done the research and know what went on, whatever would have been released and all that other type of stuff. So like, obviously you're gonna have trolls come out and say stuff about, you know, like the attorney general said this, like I work at a call center, you know what I'm saying? So like people are gonna say, I told the attorney general, you know, people are gonna say that type of bullshit all the time. But at the end of the day, like some of what that fool was saying wasn't making no damn sense. Some of what they were saying wasn't making no sense. And I just found it real convenient that when I came on and I started asking them questions, now conveniently they done fell off the show. Because it's like y'all were being very nice. Y'all were like it's like kind of like you were saying, Dave, like this is kind of like new depth for you. So you're kind of like, you know, like don't really want to be saying something to offend somebody. Right. But I mean, like at the end of the day, it's at the end of the day, bro, like we have to ask those hard questions and try to get those answers out of that person. Right.
So Devin, if you think we were coddling her, if that was you, how would you have dealt with it?
How I was handling it, like I said, like it's just like as soon as I got up there, I started asking them questions, then they dropped off the call.
So what would you have done? What would you have done? So you would have done that from the start?
What I'm saying, no, like what you said, like what you guys, like y'all allowed her to say whatever she had to say. She said whatever she said.
So you just said we were coddling her. If you're saying we're coddling her, then how is it that we were allowing her to say what she wanted to say, but we were coddling her?
Let me finish. Yeah, we gotta let him finish. We gotta let him make his point.
Because the thing is it's like, okay, like Dave, you did kind of touch on it. You did kind of touch on it, but you kind of like did it really in a really nice way of like when you asked her, well, why were you apologizing? That in and of itself, that right there, that you should have ran with that and continued to try to understand why you would put yourself in this situation in the first place. And that's literally what I did when I first came onto the show. I was like, me being who I am, I can't even go grocery shopping without making people feel uncomfortable. You are probably not much smaller than I am, and then you're a transgender person. So like, I'm not sitting here saying that you should be over here concerned about what everybody is saying or doing all the time, but like, you gotta realize that things are gonna get painted in a certain way. So you can't come on to a live show saying that if you wanted to hurt that person, then you would have. That's not helping your case.
Agree.
That's hurting you. You coming on a show and then saying that, you know, like, oh, everything was perfect before all of this stuff happened. But then you were calling out all the girls that was in the room and then saying that to the girl that was outside with you, that the girls that was in there was talking shit about her. So like, you're playing both sides of it. And that's the thing is like, as a viewer, you're expecting y'all, like the people who are interviewing this person to attack that. You got to grill that shit, because it's like, the fact of the matter is, it's not only about giving the person a space for them to say whatever they feel is right, but it's about trying to find the truth. And so it's like, if they're saying shit that doesn't add up and it's not, you know what I'm saying, like it's not coming together, then we need to do a better job of not trying to be so PC and kind of like attack that shit. Like you got to, like, you can't just let the person say whatever they're saying and then expect people not to go back and fact check all of that shit. And then when they come back and they're saying stuff in the comments, you're kind of like not understanding why they're giving you this backlash. But it's like, I understand where you guys are coming from, that you guys wanted to be able to be nice and allow this person to say whatever they wanted to say. But when stuff ain't adding up, we gotta attack that. Cause like I said, like as soon as I came on the show and I started asking that fool questions, they dropped off the show. They dropped off completely out of nowhere. And
so you feel like Devin, you feel like Dave and I never asked her no questions. You felt like we were just letting her say what she wanted to say, and we weren't trying to get to the bottom of it.
I'm saying that you were doing it in a way that was being a little bit too nice and not necessarily.
So what do you want me to say? Bitch, tell me the truth.
No. Like No, like what I said, like literally, I'm telling you.
What the fuck?
When you go back and watch the damn show. Go back and watch it.
I have.
I'm telling you, I sat there and I asked the question in a precise manner. I sat there and I thought about what I wanted to say, and I said it, and it's like they came back and said that the person told me that that the other girl wanted me to come and apologize to her because I made her feel some type of way, and I'm like, okay, so when you came to the room and the door was locked and they're trying to talk to you through the door, why did you not leave at that point in time? Why are you still sitting there asking a girl to come outside? Like, that's like, why are you putting yourself in this situation? Why are you saying that if you wanted to hurt this person then you would have, like, why are you doing that? Like, you're not
again, just like I explained.
What I guess what I'm saying is what y'all should have. I guess one of my suggestion is like when that type of stuff starts happening and we're like pulling up, like go back, pull up the video, pull up the clip, and like when she says something that's contradictory, go back and pull up the video that she is trying to say is defending her. And it's not. It's just you're actually making it seem like in reality you may have actually done something wrong. And now,
all right, let me ask you a question.
Let me
ask you, Devin. Let me ask you a question.
Apologize for not buying somebody.
So Mira, Devin's going crazy.
Devin, listen. Let me ask you a question. Miss Mask wrote, the goal is to be methodical and approach the story from a journalistic angle instead of the world star hip hop approach. Let me ask you, when you go into the BBC or
this is not the
BBC,
this is not CNN. This is that's the whole.
Are you gonna listen or are you just gonna keep talking?
You gotta let her respond, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just going up with. I'm sorry.
Again, when you watch news interviews, whether it's the BBC, whether it's anywhere, you watch a journalistic interview. You do not have them screaming, shouting, cussing, or whatever it is to get a point across. You are giving that person the opportunity, like we said at the beginning of the show yesterday. Again, zip. As we said from the beginning of the show yesterday, this was her chance to have her spotlight to say whatever it is that she went through, in her opinion. So that's exactly what she did. That's not my job to criticize what she's saying. I asked her a question. I'm not done. Listen, you went on for about, your ass went on for about 45 minutes just now. So give me 45 seconds. So all I'm saying is, if she has a right to her opinion, I'm going to give her that right to say whatever it is that she wants to say. I asked her questions and said to her, so you're telling me that she was pissed off at the fact that you wouldn't do something that was illegal. I questioned her. Dave and I questioned her about right. So Dave and I questioned her.
I remember that.
Right. So Dave and I questioned her about things. We didn't let shit slide. We did not do that. Exactly. Like May Allen said, why make someone feel attacked when they're trying to tell their side? Just like if you're having your conversation right now, if I sit here and tell myself, Devin, you talk shit, why would you want to come back and speak to any of us if you're going to be attacked?
It's that's what
yes, Harvey, but he ain't gonna get it.
So like I'll even say this. Like, sure, you ask people to come on, and you know, like you ask them their side of the story, whatever happened. But like I said, what they were saying and what the video that the video that we played, like she said things that were literally contradictory to that.
But so again, we questioned her, and if she chose to not say it, I'm not going to sit there and force her to say something when that's her platform to have her side of the story.
It's not her platform.
Now,
it's
hold
your
on.
Platform.
Hold on.
That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Hold
it's
on.
y'all's platform.
Right. But no, it's not. I'm so glad his video just froze. So is it mine? Oh shit. Is that my his video first? Right.
Hey, Devin, we can't hear you, man. We're gonna bring Devin back. We can't. Devin is going crazy. Oh, let's just watch Devin real quick. We're going crazy right now. We can't hear you, man. I don't think he can see us. Devin, we can't hear you, man.
All right, so I'm good. As he's silent and he can't respond, let me be able to respond to what he was trying to say. Yes, it is our platform, but it was her platform for the afternoon.
Right.
She had the platform for her voice. Now, after she gave her statement of whatever it is, the same like when you go to a police station, the police are going to ask you for a statement. You give them the statement. They're not going to start pulling a whole bunch of stuff in between because they haven't found out everything. As soon, yeah, I wasn't trying to take no Suge Knight approach. No, thank you. But
I understand what he's saying.
Right, but at the end of the day, we gave her the opportunity to say whatever it is that she wanted to, and then we can come back on at a later date and find holes, look over it, see what it is, and that's exactly what we're doing now. We appreciate everybody's feedback. We appreciate everybody saying whatever it is they want to say, but then come on, just like Devin did, and have it out with us. Have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if she's saying that we bullied him or like what did you mean, Miss B? What did you mean by that?
You platformed the bully. Oh, I think what Miss B might be saying is we put the bully on the platform.
And who's the bully?
I think she's trying to say Miss Avery.
Oh, okay. Miss,
I don't know. I would like Miss B to
call in
to say that and to maybe even come on and give us her opinion and let us know what she thinks.
I have heard people. Miss B is not the first person that I heard refer to her as a bully, and so
that behavior could be seen as bullying.
It could be, right? And so it's a ticky-tacky thing. Miss B, go ahead and call in. You would be a first-time caller, and we show you the same respect that we showed Miss Avery last night. You'll never have to worry about one of us getting out of line. Please call in. We'd love to hear your opinion.
Of course.
With that being
but at the same time, people thought that's why we asked the question, what happened prior to this? What happened prior to the video being started and all of that? Because if there was more that Miss Avery had to deal with, then we would have known. If there's more that she had to deal with before, after, a week before, a month before, whatever it was, but I guess not.
Right.
That was always the objective. It was never the goal to get to the bottom of all of this last night. There's a lot to unpack with this story. It's very true.
Right. Well, I mean, everybody, this is a hotbed topic. And what I like about the story is it forces you to decide which side of the fence that you stand on. But our goal is to bring people to the middle of the street, and maybe we can get some understanding by communicating with each other.
Right.
Yes.
Do you have a side of the street, or are you still in the middle yet?
In my mind, I kind of already know what I feel, but I have to see things with my eyes before I open my mouth and say which way or the other.
Right.
I don't want to be on the wrong side.
I agree. I would hope that Miss Avery came on here and told us the truth, and she gave us exactly what it is that she felt, and I hope that was the case. Again, we just have to look at all of the information that we've been given and basically, just like Miss Mars said, get to the bottom of it.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Let me ask you this in closing. What is your sense? What sense do you get as far as the public? Where do you feel like they lie? Do you feel like the majority are Team Mirror? Because I heard somebody say that we hadn't seen anybody from the LGBTQ community coming out cape for her, or do you feel like the majority is on the other side, like, no, she's wrong? Or do you
what do you mean, Team Mirror?
Oh my God, Team Avery. Oh my God.
Really?
You're looking so good on the camera right now. My mind was
it is what it is.
Yeah. All right. So Team Avery. Do you feel like half is on Team Avery side, or the majority is on Team Avery side? Do you feel like the majority is opposed, or do you think that people are kind
I
of
think opposed, to be honest.
Opposed?
I know Avery personally, we definitely have different views on things, but I really believe she's telling the truth. Miss May, if you know her personally, could you please come on and give us your opinion of what you felt last night? Not just from Avery's point, but also from what you felt Dave and I did or said or anything like that. Because I would definitely like to hear one of Avery's friends coming out and speaking on her behalf also.
Right. Because I hadn't seen anybody really come out and kind of like be a witness to the story other than the camera footage. It would be nice to have you come up and say what you know. This is not a courtroom, but we are in a court of public opinion. So it'd be nice to have a witness on this side. So with that being said, Miss Mirror, I feel the same way that you do. I feel that the majority of the people that I've run across are opposed to Avery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's unfortunate. I don't know. I guess we just have to wait until all of the facts come out.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so. I hope Miss May would like to join, and Miss B as well. She just like Mitch said, people comment, but they don't want to come up. We would love to hear you guys come up. You don't have to put up your cameras. You don't have to show your face. Just come up and say hi and let us know what you're thinking.
It looks like we have her in the building.
Hi.
Hi. I was making sure you guys could hear me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, Miss May?
I'm doing okay. I saw Avery share the link on Facebook, so I was like, no, I'm gonna watch. So I actually went and watched what you guys went over last night. And then realized that y'all were doing another one tonight. So I was like, I'm gonna hop on. So
we appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to sit in the background because there were a lot of people who were supporting her they were being bullies themselves. I mean, I don't agree with that. I don't need people coming after my job. I mean, I'm in my career, so
right.
I know what I have to lose, but I also know how much Avery has to lose. And I feel like me as her friend, I'm here to support her. That's why I'm here 11 o'clock at night here in Texas. It's like standing up for her. And that's why I really believe that she's telling the truth. And there's been multiple things, even on Facebook, of people who have cheered with this other young lady who have had like the same story. And it sucks. And then at this point, it's just very distasteful.
Right.
So
when you say other people have had the same story, you mean as in the same thing that happened to Avery?
Sort of. So they wouldn't necessarily be transgender or gay. I don't believe. Like I said, I was just reading comments, and at the time, I mean, her posts were just blowing up.
Right.
I was just trying to keep up. And, I applaud her for ignoring all of the hatred that's on there. Because to me, it's not that she's strong for being who she wants to be. She's strong for ignoring everyone telling her who she's supposed to be. She's being who she wants to be. So I don't know. I'm worried about it in general. I told her I was just glad she was safe, because as soon as she told me that this guy threatened to kill her, that's not okay to me.
Right. You're talking about the where she got robbed?
Well, that too. I made sure she was safe with that too. But it was the whole incident with the school.
Okay.
Because
who had threatened to kill her with that?
I'm not sure if she would be okay with me saying. I know
Okay.
it was on the Facebook post, so I will
Okay.
say it. So if I get in trouble, I will take that fall. But it was the father. You know, basically the threat of, oh, if he puts another hand on my little girl, you know, this is going to happen, which is
Right.
fine. Everyone has protective father figures, brothers, you know, that are like that.
Yeah.
But when you're,
I'm very protective over my children too.
right. And see, I'm a
Right.
big sister of 12, and
Right.
I cannot say I haven't said something like that.
Mhm.
But my issue is in the state of Texas, at 17, you are considered an adult.
Right.
There was no reason for her to call her dad. Now, given it's different when you call for advice.
I did not know that. At the
Yes.
age of 17 in Texas, you're an adult?
Sort of. So it's kind of one of those laws that there's a lot of like little fine print there.
Right. So there's loads of loopholes within that.
Yes. And the reason
Okay.
I know that is because I actually ran away when I was 17.
Okay.
And my mom could not do anything about it because I was 17. I was
Okay.
technically a legal adult. I could do my own decisions. I could do my own transcripts at school. I did not need my mother to sign off on anything. And that's why also in college, it's a whole different ballgame. And anyone who's in college, who's graduated college, understands that. So I don't really understand what the confusion is, even with Avery being 25, because any lawyer, any police officer who actually cares is going to ask you if you verbally stated or you actually texted out the statement that says, do not do this, do not say this, and all of that, you know.
Right.
And from what I heard in the video, Avery did say that. I can't say if anything else happened before. I've just been trying to support her, you know, from where I'm at.
Right.
And that's what she needs. She needs good-hearted people who are actually going to be there for her, even if this was to fail. I don't see it failing. I see this being the truth. And this is me. I probably shouldn't say I'm a Republican. I am a God-fearing woman.
Right.
And this is why, you know, she and I don't see eye to eye to things. You know, I don't believe some things are right, but I believe people are allowed to be who they want to be.
Agreed.
And I'm going to protect my friends at any cost. And
you are a true friend, just like Miss Mask is saying. Thank you for joining the conversation, May Allen. You're a true friend.
Yeah, and then I'm reading the comment, why didn't they arrest her? I asked her the same question. So
I was going to ask you that question too.
So I have family on the police force. I have family that are in law. I also have family that have been on the other side. So this is why I told her, I said, Avery, you need to get this checked out because where's the proof? And I'm pretty sure the state of Texas can press charges by themselves. Carly doesn't have to, and nor does her dad or anyone else. I'm pretty sure the state of Texas does. So if it even is that, she probably could go and get these police officers for defamation as well. I mean, that's just the way I see it, because why do the officers get to write her a citation for an alleged assault when there really is no proof? And even if there is,
so I do have to ask on that. And I know you're her friend, and I just want to get the truth out, just like everybody else does. And you know, that's why you're here, to clear your friend's name as well.
Yes, ma'am.
There was questions in which we got asked and got told that there was a video. I'm not sure if you heard the comment. We had somebody say that there was a video about her actually choking the 17-year-old.
Well, and that's what, and the lady that actually made that comment, I was, this is just me. I don't know stuff, you know, but she's not a part of the lawsuit. Okay. She wasn't there. And she's made that known, even on the Facebook post. I may be wrong. I may be reading it wrong, because that tends to happen.
Right.
But why is she posting that the lawyer made a statement and has the video? If he did that, he should be posting it, because technically the trial is public. Everything's gone public.
Right.
And I mean, there were even posts on Avery's post. There's a young lady who owns a restaurant in that town that the family went in demanding that they take down what they shared for Avery. And to me, that seems like a cover-up. It seems like a ploy.
Right. Right.
And I just God help both sides. I mean, it's not like Avery said, they can't handle the heat. This is probably the first time that anyone has pushed back, and I am all for pushing back. I am a woman in construction. I'm not one to make history or do anything like that. But Avery can and Avery will. And that's why I'm so glad that she's literally went to all the, I mean, everyone's came to her wanting to know her story, because it's different when I hear about it in a state far away, like let's say New York or, somewhere else. But like in the southern states down here, you don't see a transgender woman doing all the stuff that she's doing. And I think it's amazing, you know, and it's finally someone pushing back, and I don't think anyone likes it.
In Texas, the age of majority is 18, but in this situation, a 17-year-old could be declared an adult by the state under certain circumstances.
Right. I completely
Thank you, Ms. Moss.
And that's why I said, like, there's so many different fine prints, and so.
So is there anything you would like to say on behalf of Avery?
I would like to say, I guess I can direct this to her. Avery, I'm very proud of you. I'm definitely proud of the demeanor that you have kept during this. I'm proud that you have kept a smile on your face. Because to me, that's the biggest thing. And I pray for you. I pray for both sides, because it affects a lot more people than just the few involved. And I mean, I'm so proud of you. That's why I'm on here right now, being a friend, fighting for you as well. So I felt like I've done enough in the background, and it's time for like her real friends that this is going to get me in trouble. Her real friends that aren't going to be bullies, who aren't just Facebook friends, who are actually going to stand up and protect your name. So and I just felt like that was my call. So, because she's always been nice to me. I mean, so caring, so sometimes you get the vibe or the presence off of a person, and I don't get anything rude or like aggressive or anything off of her. And I just wish people would see that from her instead of seeing her sticking up for herself in a video, because it's the completely wrong image. If they would look at her from an actual person, So I just wish people would actually get to know her instead of, oh, she's the transgender cheerleader that got kicked off. Well, she's 25. Why is she even in college? There are 30 and 50-year-olds that I went to college with. I graduated college. I'm only 23. There's.
Well, I did state that in England, I was in college and in dorms at the same age. So.
See, and that's awesome. I don't think that education stops at a certain age.
No, and I just finished my MBA at the age of 37. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
So I definitely agree. So what do you feel about what the dad did?
I understand where he was coming from to a point. I do think he crossed the line. He should not have been allowed, nor the other girls, to watch Avery put her stuff in her car. That to me is a big legal no-no.
What do you mean put her stuff in the car?
So when they asked her to leave, he was eyeballing her the entire time she was loading her stuff in the car. And that's why when she told you, with her LTC and stuff, she wasn't scared. I was scared for her, because obviously there was a reason he called the cops. I'm scared that he has friends that'll do his dirty work. That's how I was raised. And
you can never go wrong for doing what's right by standing by your friend.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. He should not have been allowed to do that. I mean, I applaud her for just being able to do that, because I would be like, I'm not loading my shit until he's fucking gone. I think it was all handled out of proportion. And I mean, cops are like that, and the cheerleaders shouldn't have been there watching her either. I mean, why are you going to stand there and watch her load her stuff? I mean, these girls claim to be so caring. well, why didn't you at least give her a hug, say bye, I'm sorry, or help her? I mean, with a box or something. I mean, dear Lord. Like, I hate to say my generation sucks, but.
In your opinion, do you feel, I did ask Avery this question yesterday, do you feel that there was any, excuse me, that there was kind of any attitude or bitchiness or anything like that towards her prior to that? Or do you feel like as her friend, because sometimes our friends see stuff we don't see?
Yeah. Well, and I can't say I was that close to her, but she was always posting pictures about how happy she was. And sometimes I know it's a front for people who are hurting inside. But she decided to be. And man, I kept commenting and I'm like, I'm so proud of you and all this. And I was excited for her because I knew this is what she wanted to do. And, you know, and like I said, she's not one to talk crap on social media, you know? So that's why I feel like what they did to her was distasteful and handled out of proportion. So.
Do you feel like she handled it the right way by going to the room?
Personally, yes. Now, I wish that there wasn't a bunch of girls involved on both sides. But I'm glad Avery had the backup because in this world, you never know what's going on. You never know who has what planned.
Right.
And I'm glad that they recorded it and she didn't know. And even though it was in the dorms and whatnot, I still think it could have been bad. It could have been bad. And so I'm just glad both, you know, like she made it out safe. I couldn't even imagine what would happen if something had happened to her.
Gator Boy is saying, honestly, I feel if he threatened Avery, he should be brought on charges.
That is exactly what I told her. I mean, you look it up and that is literally a death threat. That could be considered a hate crime, or at least from what I understand and, you know, what I've read, you know, I just don't want to bombard her with a bunch of stuff, you know. I mean, she's trying to handle it one piece at a time. And I think that is such good organization because if you try to pile a whole bunch of stuff on at once, like everyone under her comments are going to say, oh, this is attention seeking. And it's not. Avery is not attention seeking.
Money Mitch says, sounds like Ranger, Texas has some good old boys.
That one right there. See, so I understand that. I don't know if you can tell with my accent. I'm very Southern. I'm very country. That's
and I'm very British.
Yeah. So, I mean, and they don't give some people the time of day, and that sucks. I mean, we're supposed to be moving forward, and here we are. When someone is better than you, we got to go drag them down, and that's not okay to me.
It's unfortunate what happens to some people these days.
Oh, yes. And that's what, I mean, she worked hard to get there. I mean, that's what I see. So, and that's why, I mean, I really wish her close friends were on here to stick up for her. I mean, they're all probably asleep and stuff. I should be asleep, but
Me too.
I know. I couldn't not get on here and not stick up for her because to me, like, that's a role model.
Right.
I mean, it's just the being able to put up with the hatefulness and the negativity and yeah, I just, that's a strong person to me. So I'll probably get bashed for saying I'm not a real Republican and that, but at this point I don't care. You know, like I said, this is for me sticking up for Avery because there's too much hatred, too much negativity, and she deserves some good people to actually stand up and protect her name.
Agreed. I agree. And that's what we do as friends. We always stick up for our friends.
Yes,
but I do have to ask on the other side. And I'm not saying this is what I believe. I am asking because you know, people are on both ends.
Right.
If you were to find out that it was not true, how would you feel?
So how I would feel is, like I said, there's always three stories.
Three sides, yep.
Yeah. But that would be something that I would definitely talk to Avery in the background. it's, I mean, just like if I was to get into an argument with my boyfriend, it's stick up for me in public, correct me behind doors, and then we figure out how we go about it. You know, it would suck if everything turned out to be different, but I really don't believe that it is.
Okay. Well, I do want to get both sides. I don't want, you know,
Right.
I want people to understand what it is on both ends. I don't want people to think, you know, that
Right.
we're sitting here with one side, because like we said, we reached out to the school, we reached out to different platforms to try and get what we've had claims about that it's not true. And that's why I really appreciate you coming on this evening and giving your side as a friend.
Yes.
And it takes a lot for someone to come up and do that. And we really do appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. I just really appreciate y'all giving her the opportunity to state her side as well. So, I mean, it's been nice to not see a lot of hateful comments for once about her. So,
well, we did want to leave it at a nice place for her to be able to, you know, when I did message her throughout the day, I did ask, you know, where she felt comfortable, how she wanted to do it, because I understand when you've been bashed so much and you don't have a platform to speak, it's not easy.
Right.
So that's what our main objective was, to be able to give her that and then be able to come back and comment and say, well, this is this is that, this is the other. And, you know, I'm glad that you were able to fill in some holes for us too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on here too.
Thank you for coming on. We have Miss Mars said, May Allen will be back live on Sunday. So if you or anyone else that you know would want to join the conversation, please tune in. We appreciate your input.
Of course I will. I was just happy I found this. So
we appreciate you. Seriously. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Ms. Mira,
yeah.
First, let me tell the guests, thank you so much for coming, and echo your sentiments. But I thought you did a really good job of asking the questions that people wanted to hear, and I'm so proud of you to see you becoming a superstar right before our eyes, man. You're super awesome. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Is there anything that you would like to say about what you just spoke about with that young lady?
I think Miss May is extremely brave. There's so many people that have come on and have said so much negative things about Avery, and for her to come up onto a platform where she doesn't know who's going to be seeing this. She doesn't know the consequences about what may or may not happen. And for her to come up, I think that's really brave of her. And I think she's an amazing friend to do that. And I think that was really nice of her, and to fill in the gaps for us and for everybody else who had questions that we were able to ask her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you what, you definitely asked the questions that everybody wanted to hear. And I'm going to go ahead and make the announcement right now. What I was just doing was talking to the founder, and we're going to present this information to everybody right now. Miss Mira is getting ready to start her own show.
I am.
This is a glimpse of what it would look like.
It is.
The only thing we're working on is finding the dates, but this is going to be a lot of what you're going to see, this type of material, this type of everything. So congratulations, Miss Mira, and welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. Let's get uncomfortable.
Get uncomfortable. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. We got one more guest before we bring up a very controversial guest that is waiting. We do know you're back there, but hey, what's going on, champ?
Yes. Congratulations, Mira, on your new endeavor. And
thank you.
For Miss May Allen, I just wanted to come up and say thank you for coming and shedding light. We appreciate your perspective. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite Dr. King quotes is, in the end, we don't remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. And so you speaking up on behalf of someone that you consider a friend says a lot about your character. And we really appreciate you coming up. And that's
right. Thank you for that, Mish. Mish coming up, quoting the great Dr. King, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We're all taking our hat off to you again. You guys get ready for Lady Mira's show. It is obviously, you see what it's going to look like. She's a superstar. But Miss Mira, unless you have anything else to say to our watching fans, do you have anything else to say before we bring up you know who?
No. Oh. Good luck to everybody. If I was you, I would switch off right now. I would not be watching the next 10 minutes of ranting, raving, and lunaticism. But anyway, it is what it is. But thank you. Just like Crystal says, thank you, Miss May. Thank you, Avery. Thank you, everyone, for your opinions, your thoughts, for coming on. We appreciate it. And yeah, I guess you guys will be seeing me on my show. And everybody but someone is allowed to join that show. And I'll see you soon.
Hey, everybody, if you're watching right now, throw the 100s in the chat if you think that Miss Mira is going to do great when she starts her own show. And guess what? It might be as soon as Thursday. Throw the 100s in the chat right now. Right now, before she gets off. Let her know that you love her before she leaves. If you were rocking with Miss Mira tonight, throw the 100s in the... Well, we got 100 from Martin. Throw
Thanks,
those
Martin.
100s in the chat and let her...
And when the next person comes up, make sure you throw those 100s with the punchy ones too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Mira. We're getting ready to bring. Well, let's get some of these roses while you got a bunch of 100s, man. If you add all those 100s up, we might have a cool million. You did a great job tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. But we're getting ready to bring up, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most controversial internet personalities on the web today. Now, there's a reason why we didn't have him and Miss Mira together. Obviously, there has been friction on camera, and we just didn't want to have that today. Now, what I will say about him is his views do not reflect the views of Hip Hop Alliance magazine. These are the views of himself. And with that being said, no further ado, let me go ahead and bring up the presidential intellectual masculine man perceived. How we doing today, Pimp?
Can you hear me good, man?
We definitely can. How we doing, boss?
No choppiness, everything all good?
Everything all good.
I'm going to ask a series of questions just to shine light on. I sat here quietly. Y'all kept me to the end. I don't necessarily want to take the spotlight off of what she did. She actually did a good job. I'll give Mira some accolades. Unfortunately, she's a motherfucking fool.
Oh, man. We knew it was.
And I'm going to say this very clearly on why I feel this way. Because the thing is, I have mastered the ability to read energy. I have mastered the ability to see through fluff and not see feelings and not see emotions and get directly to the logical conclusion of what the fuck really going on. Now, just for full transparency, right? Me and this person, as y'all know, my sister, we share the same last name. My family from Beaumont. I suppose this girl's a man, cousin. I'm going to refer to him as cousin. I'm not going to call him her. I'm not going to call him him. I'm going to refer to him as cousin. Supposedly cousins from the same part of the town I'm from. So I have a very vested interest in make sure cousin don't get popped off. See, some people might be on here trying to get some spotlight or might be trying to shine and might be trying to ride the wave of viral topics, so to speak, right now. But I ain't here for none of that. My whole agenda on earth, no matter what platform I'm fucking on, is to save souls and give people the energy they need to fucking survive on planet Earth and have a thriving life. Now I say this, just for some context. If cousin was such a good soul and was so transparent and was so good at reading people, how in the fuck do you go on a date with somebody that ends up robbing you?
Well,
also, how in the fuck do you end up in a room with a bunch of people that don't like you? How in the fuck do you end up saying things like, oh, come outside in a very aggressive manner and can't perceive and understand how somebody would think you might beat some ass? Because at the end of the day, even though you do not have your penis, or you may or may not have your penis anymore, who knows? You still do have all the strength that comes along with the fact you were born a man.
Oh, man. Pimp, you're really diving in some deep water, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, man.
These are facts. There is a reason why they banned. They tried it for a little while. They tried the old cross gender sports. It wasn't working out too well because the women were losing every time.
Well, Pimp, so bringing us back to the topic at hand. I mean, this young lady has seemed to have been discriminated against, and
I don't have anything against Cousin Dapper Dave. Okay. Cousin, like I said, I'm willing to sit down with Cousin and give them the information they need in order to avoid these situations. Having somebody call you when you made poor decisions is not going to help Cousin figure this shit out. This is going to keep Cousin in the same situation and keep Cousin being a victim. I don't want to see Cousin get hurt. I don't want to see Cousin get in another situation like this. I want Cousin to have the wisdom to understand who to hang out with so they don't get robbed by their date.
Okay.
That's what I want to fucking do for Cousin.
So from what I can tell, it looks like you might have some sympathy and you sympathize with quote unquote Cousin in their situation. Would that be correct? Nobody should be mistreated, right? But this is the thing. This is the root cause of the whole problem on the planet. This has nothing to do with transgender. This has to do with every human on earth. There is no sexual polarity anymore. Even the caller that was her friend, she referenced her and her boyfriend have arguments. I don't have arguments with women anymore. Because I have sexual polarity in all of my relationships with women. There is no arguments when we have sexual polarity. And this sexual polarity is not tied to gender. Sexual polarity is just what it is, masculine, feminine. As a transgender woman, granted, obviously there's going to be some struggle with that, right? But even a transgender woman doesn't have a good example of what a feminine woman is. So how in the fuck a person that's been a man their whole life gonna know how to be a fucking woman where they got fucking people like idiots, like the ones just got off the fucking phone. They don't know how to fucking perceive how to be feminine at all times. When that's your fucking example, when that's your cheerleading team, how in the fuck you gonna learn how to be a woman? You're not. You're gonna be another woman using words like bro. Women have the energy of gay men now, not feminine women. So how is even a transgender person gonna learn how to be a woman? Well, let me ask you this, Pimp. In reference to the case that's at hand right now, obviously she lost her scholarship, she lost room and board, she was robbed. Do you think that she was directly at fault for what happened to her, or was she a victim of what happened to her?
Were they a victim of crime? Did they get robbed? Yes. But life is not fair. There are slippery slopes and double standards in all facets of life. That don't just apply to transgender black people.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that she was targeted because she was a black transgender? Do you think she was targeted because she was transgender? Do you think that they went out of their way to target this lady?
Potentially, yes. But that's where the energy comes in place, right? If you're going to be a feminine woman, what comes with that is wisdom. You'll be able to decipher between who's really in your corner. It'll be a cold day in hell before I ever associate with someone who I know for a fact don't got my motherfucking back.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you understand the way of the new world, and do you feel that people have the right to, if they want to be transgenders, be transgender? And do you feel that they deserve the same equal rights and protection as everybody else that's walking this planet?
Right. I'm actually advocate of, if you want to be transgender, instead of focusing on just going and taking some pills and taking certain, I don't know what the transition is, period. I don't know what all the medical requirements are, but they need femininity training. If you want to be a woman, you need to learn how to act like a woman. And you're not going to get that example from society. It doesn't fucking exist.
So Pimp, so you mean to tell me a woman that is a part of the cheer team, what's more girly girl than a cheerleader? I mean, guys play football, women are cheerleaders. What's more girly than that?
They use the word bro when conferring each other. How feminine is that?
Well, I have in reference to Miss Avery, she was one of the most graceful. She was one of the most articulate. She was very sweet on this podcast, and I don't, no pun intended on that. She seemed to be a very feminine woman. So
I didn't read feminine at all. When you watch it on the platform, yes, they were sweet now, But at the same time, they beat around the bush and they came on here with a pound of makeup on because they have to wear that. But the crazy part about it, his cousin is wearing a pound of makeup because obviously his cousin has a more masculine face. But women are out here wearing a pound of makeup just because.
Well, every woman wears a pound of makeup. Not every woman, but a lot of women wear a pound of makeup.
Now we're getting to exactly. You know where they learn how to wear a pound of makeup from? From drag queens, because they're trying to conceal and trying to hide what they look like. That's where the beat face came from. That's where it transitioned from. That's where beat face came from, drag queens. These are the realities.
Pimp, I tell you what, man, talking to you is like talking to somebody who literally does not give a fuck about the new world and how the new world goes. It's like you don't care about what comes out of your mouth.
Figure out how to do it properly. They're not doing it right. Obviously, if they were doing it right, they wouldn't have all these fucking problems and they wouldn't be getting robbed by their fucking dates.
Man, another dig at the beautiful lady. Well, Pimp, I tell you what, man, we are on.
Come on, cousin. Call me, cousin. My number is public records. Call me, cousin. I help you be a feminine woman and stop getting beat up by your dates.
Well, let me ask you this, Pimp.
Cousin.
Let me ask you this, Pimp. Since you want to help Miss Avery so much, could she possibly be one of the BBWs in the future?
Hell no. Not only the family is blasphemy. Hell no.
I can't, bro. I can't. You need to be open-minded and let her come on in, man, and be one of the BBWs.
Oh no, don't go down that road, baby. We ain't gonna play that.
This laugh is coming from a pure place, man, because I know
I have nothing against any of the people that's in the alphabet community or in the rainbow community. I have gay clients. We get along very well. As I said before, they keep their hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. We don't have no problems. It is mutual respect. And like I said, I'm not here to. This is my cousin, number one, probably. Number two, no.
Well, number three,
that's just what it is.
Number three, I don't think she would be interested in you. She told us last night she's into white guys, and you look about my color, so I don't think either one of us have a shot. So.
Well, I want to help cousin get a white guy that's not gonna beat her up and take cousin's money.
Why do we have to keep going back to her getting beat up and robbed, man?
Because cousin was stronger. 1 minute, cousin, it's the thing. This is what goes back to what I'm saying, right? These people who do not have their energy balanced properly. 1 minute they'll say stuff like I'm strong. Like 1 minute she was like, "Oh, it was messed up that the father came and said he had very aggressive words to say about me, and he also was staring at me hard. But at the same time, I got my gun, so I ain't worried about it." Oh, but on the other end of the spectrum, you also was a victim. You want to come down and see why people talking about you, but at the same time, you talking shit. Say, "Hey, come meet me outside."
I happen to be on the side that, in all seriousness, man, I think she's a very courageous woman, and I understand people who have your position, being that I had that position for many, many years. But I look at a woman like her and I see courage. I see strength. I see grace. I see a lot of the things that a lot of people don't have on a day-to-day. And if we had more people who were in that mode, maybe the world would be a better place than what it is right now. That's just my Dapper Dave's personal opinion, but maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am.
Okay.
With that being said, Pimp, tell us what we can do to, I know you had your world premiere tonight with the Survival of the Simp. Could you tell us a little bit as to where our followers can go and watch that show, and we'll wrap up? And
YouTube, Survival of the Simp, Instagram, Survival _ well, actually I think it's all one word on Instagram. TikTok, Survival OT Simp, and Twitter, Survival OT Simp.
Okay. And what's the show about, man?
The show is about getting everything you want out of life, whether you're male, female, straight, gay, lesbian, whatever. It's about managing the proper energy to get the results that you want out of life. So you ain't out here getting beat up by your dates.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, man?
That's what the show's fucking about.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Harvey said, "I'm actually proud of you, Dave. I only knew you for a few years, but you have definitely seen, but have definitely seen growth. Thank you so much, Harvey. I really appreciate that, because again, I used to be a different person, man. I'm just trying to be a part of the new world and find my place, and then open the doors for other people, especially the disadvantaged and the people who are being mistreated, like Mrs. Avery. We want to always provide a platform for them. They have an ally here at Hip Hop Alliance. And with that being said, Mr. Pimp, is there any closing words that you may have for our viewers tonight?
If you have ever had an argument with your boyfriend or girlfriend in recent memory in the past couple years, you're a fucking fool. That's my closing remarks. You don't know shit about shit when it comes to relationships. You're a fucking idiot.
Okay, y'all heard it here. With that being said, Mr. Pimp, we're going to go ahead, salute to the pimp. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I do want to take time to thank everybody that stopped by tonight and gave their opinions. I do want to encourage everybody to look, man, we're here all the time. We try to be out here almost every day of the week. Anytime, anybody's welcome. And we always encourage you to hit that like button. Also, go and check out Survival of the Simp with yours truly, who's sitting right here on the panel. It is a pretty good show. I do understand that the pimp may be a little bit much for people to take, but I also understand that he has a very real message that he wants to get out there. And if you get past the other stuff, you'll find out that that message is a pretty solid message. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Harvey. Shout out to Miss Mitchum, our moderator, who really does a lot behind the scene. Shout out to Miss Mish, who's another moderator who does a lot behind the scene. And the whole team, Money Mitch, the founder. And y'all get ready, because Mira is showing you guys that the show that she's going to have is going to be a show that you don't want to miss. With that being said, Money Mitch, will you wrap me up? And it's been a great night, and we'll catch y'all as soon as we get back. Who in the mood? Thank you for coming, Pimp.
Yeah, one more time around. Everything's slowing down, can't control it. Say that you're for me. Right now I need loyalty. It's hard for me to judge you. I've been in before this, I've been through the troubles. It's hard to let you in, I've been giving you the runaround. I double on the dosage, I don't need emotion, no. Right now we young and we dumb and we lit. Been thinking back before when we was kids, yeah. I was caught up in the mission, and we live for the moment, respond to a calling. It's bigger than all of us, right to the wheels. Give anything to feel something new. High if I fall, no I did going all in. At the time of my life, right for the squad. Lights through the fog, but we made it, yeah. I'll be good by the morning.